In 2021, I started writing about vaccine injuries and people who were vaccine injured. People keep asking, why did the media not report this? How did it happen that we never heard these stories? I don't think I was alone, and I did try. There was just no way through. You would listen to harrowing stories from people who had sustained injuries literally within hours of taking a COVID vaccine, and they were gaslit by their doctors, just abandoned in this kind of no man's land where nobody would listen to them and nobody would acknowledge what had happened to them. I was trying to find a way through that we could get these stories into the Irish media so that these people could be recognised. They had taken the advice that was given to them. So I was speaking to a barrister and he was having trouble believing me that COVID vaccine injuries existed and that these people existed. And he said, but sure, wouldn't we read about it in the newspaper, Louise? And that was the scary thing, you know, and that situation remains today. So this is a statement on behalf of the Irish CV Clan members. Irish CV Clan is an advocacy and support group founded in 2022 for those suffering long-term health conditions as a result of their COVID vaccines, all brands. We are sisters, brothers, mothers, fathers, daughters and sons. We are nurses, scientists, psychologists, teachers, students, housemakers and engineers. Just regular people who thought we were doing the right thing as per government and NPHET advice at the time, but now many of us are suffering life-changing illness. As humans, we need to feel connected. Because of the censorship and how political the COVID vaccine became, those severely injured were ostracised and ignored. We fell between the gap in polarised extremist views, and our very real COVID vaccine injured stories were silenced. We were told that we were extremely rare, or the only one this has happened to. If you found yourself in the unfortunate situation of being COVID vaccine injured, there are no supports available. You are on your own. That is a very isolating and terrifying position to find yourself. Government or regulatory bodies want nothing to do with us. To date, there is no movement in recognition of post-COVID vaccine syndrome, PCVS, as an illness. Therefore, no clinical pathway. In the public health system, specialist waiting lists can be 4 years plus, depending on your postcode. And when you finally get an appointment, diagnosis is difficult for complex chronic conditions, and gaslighting from the clinical profession is commonplace. Financially, many of our members are living without income or below the poverty line for over 4 years. Additionally, many are down thousands of euro in lost income due to being chronically ill and unfit for work. People are struggling additionally without these financial, medical or psychological supports. Regardless, if you took this vaccine for work in your role as a HSE employee or as a good citizen looking to flatten the curve or comply with what we thought was best information at that time in order to save the lives of others, 4 years on, nothing has changed. It was like shouting in a vacuum in 2021, and it's still like shouting in a vacuum in 2025. Our support group, Irish CV Clan, is a community and a safe space for people with COVID vaccine injuries to share their stories, lived experience, research papers and therapeutics. We have tried to advocate and support our community in relation to healthcare, emotional well-being, employment rights and the implementation of a fair Irish vaccine compensation scheme. Irish CV Clan are also Irish representative members of CVIA, COVID Vaccine Injury Alliance, a worldwide coalition of support groups for the COVID vaccine injured. Members of Irish CV Clan and those of the wider vaccine injured community are real people who are now living with chronic conditions which have left many of us permanently disabled. Is it too much to ask that our government, HSE and relevant authorities engage and acknowledge us to offer support and validate our suffering? We deserve to be acknowledged and heard. We deserve to be supported. We deserve to be treated with compassion and kindness. I think it's important that the powers that be hear these voices. It's just so important that the Irish media engage with them and tell these stories. We cannot go on 4 years later pretending that they don't exist. Thanks very much, everybody.